Hi, I'm NBC 10 Steve Levy. You know, even the best of students can use a little help now and then, and that's where NBC 10's Homework Helpline comes in.
NBC 10, along with Huntington Learning Center and Philadelphia educators, offer students a place to call when homework gets tough.
So if you know a student who needs a little help, have them give us a call toll-free at 1-888-NBC-TV10.
Homework Helpline is sponsored by Huntington Learning Center. Huntington Learning Center. Your child can learn.
Welcome back. This is a live Metro Cam shot at 10:53, and if you've been saying, I wonder if I should venture out today, take a look at what the live camera shows you where the Schuylkill Expressway and the Blue Route come together. Stalled vehicles on a ramp, traffic not moving. Back to the era.
Pretty indicative of what we've seen in a lot of places, Matt. You're right, Connie. How about this? These are the ramps that take you south on 476, the Blue Route, from the Schuylkill Expressway, as if these motorists were trying to get to 95 from I-76. And look, they're having a major problem. This ramp is impassable. And also on the Schuylkill Expressway proper, anywhere near Gulf Mills, we've had problems with an upgrade on the roadway, and vehicles just can't seem to make it. So a lot of vehicles are stuck. We've seen it on I-95 and also on the Roosevelt Boulevard, especially on the Wayne Avenue overpass. But just to repeat, these are the ramps that take you south on the Blue Route, 476 from the Schuylkill Expressway. A lot of broken down vehicles and vehicles that are stuck. Let's head up to the Mid-County interchange and check out conditions here where the Blue Route 476 meets the Northeast Extension 476. All quiet here at the Mid-County Toll Plaza. Now, we've had 3 separate accidents on the Northeast Extension between this point and Lansdale. Everything's cleared right now, and crews have been by. They've plowed and they've salted, but still, we're seeing some snow cover on the roadway, and it still could be icy on some of the ramps. You still have to use caution. You just never know. Any ramp, overpass, or bridge. Let's head over to one of our favorite bridges, the Ben Franklin Bridge Toll Plaza here, and it looks pretty deserted right now. We're not seeing a lot of volume. That is now our saving grace. Now, in terms of delays through South Jersey, we had pretty big clog-ups on 295, on the 42 freeway. They have eased. We still have some of those stuck vehicles here and there, but at least there are no major traffic jams to report because volume has now diminished. On the Jersey Turnpike, we are free of significant incidents at this moment, so we're keeping our fingers crossed. But do be aware there's a 35-mile-per-hour speed restriction in effect the entire length, and of course no motorcycles allowed, and also no carpool trailers allowed on the New Jersey Turnpike. Let's talk about mass transit for a moment, starting with New Jersey Transit. Be aware that all buses and trains are running. The only exception, the New Jersey Transit Access Link. Service is suspended in the following counties: Atlantic County, Burlington, Camden, Cumberland, Cape May, Mercer, Gloucester, and Salem counties. Now we'll talk about SEPTA for a moment. First, the Route 35 bus service, that is still suspended, and the Route 35 bus to SEPTA runs through Roxborough and Manayunk in those hilly areas. So again, no service on the Route 35. Regional rail line, the R6 Kinwood, has no service today. And also, we have a note, the R2 Wilmington is terminating at Marcus Hook. All other regional rails do expect delays. Now, a note from Paratransit. The only runs they're making today are for dialysis patients. So there's your mass transit update. And then, of course, do not park on any snow emergency routes. You could be towed and fined. Connie, Steve?
Almost enough to make you want to cry, Max. If you hear some crying in the studio, we'll explain more on that in just a moment. Many of you have called requesting it. But for now, because you talked about service suspended in 8 counties in New Jersey on New Jersey Transit, let's bring in from New Jersey Transit, Penny Bassett-Hackett. Penny, thank you very much for joining us. Now, 8 counties is a large area to suspend traffic. What's going on there?
Well, what we have suspended, Steve, is our Access Link service, and that's the paratransit service that we provide for people with disabilities. These are minivan-type vehicles. Many of our customers have disabilities, and the road conditions really were too bad for those vehicles to travel on. So we did cancel the Access Link service down in that area.
Access Link service only? The other vehicles you have are fully operational?
Right. Our buses as well as our trains have been running on or close to schedule from the start of the morning rush. So we have been doing quite well. What we did do for our customers, we are cross-monitoring our bus and our rail passes so that our customers have options if they have that available. But certainly we encourage our customers to take their time, give themselves plenty of time to get to their destinations.
All right, Penny, we want to thank you very much for joining us. And that cross-honoring of passes is an excellent idea for people out there. And, of course, as we know, staying off the highways is a good idea, and using transit is a good idea, too. So thank you very much. And we'll stay updated on New Jersey Transit throughout the morning. Now, there has been a lot of cancellations outside, so let's once again go to our newsroom, to the storm desk, and bring in Tracy Davidson to find out what some of those cancellations are. Tracy?
See, we have cancellations, and we have even more places that are declaring snow emergencies. The latest one just in is Abington Township. They declared a snow emergency there. All snow emergency routes are to be kept clear of parked vehicles. So if you're parked on the road there in Abington, you need to move your car because they really need to get to those streets and they need to get through. Also, the city of Philadelphia is declaring a snow emergency effective in about an hour at noon, which you know means that residents are advised not to park on snow emergency routes. Now, some healthcare facilities have called us. MCP is asking for volunteers with four-wheel drive vehicles to help workers bring them to the hospital, take them from the hospital if they're done with their shift. That's MCP. Also, Christiana Care in Wilmington has called. Their services have been canceled today. And Montgomery County WIC program, that's closed today, and they really want to get the word out because they don't want anyone trying to walk to the offices and maybe get hurt on the way because the roads and the sidewalks are very dangerous. Also, some places of worship have called us, canceling some events. Corpus Christi Church in Lansdale, bingo is canceled. Victory Temple AME Church in East Lansdowne is closed today. Also, Baptist Worship Center in Philadelphia. The Bible studies for 7 o'clock tonight, that's closed. And the Jewish Community Center of Delaware is closed. Also, in case you're a student out there who needed some help with homework on your day off from school today, our homework helpline is closed today, but it'll reopen tomorrow for anyone who needs help. Also, PennDOT has just made us aware that they have closed their driver's licensing centers in Bucks, Chester, Delaware, Montgomery, and Philadelphia counties. Those are all closed due to the weather. Now, we have a lot of calls that we've been getting in, and we don't have answers to these questions. People have been calling in wondering if Meals on Wheels are going to be delivered. They've also been calling us wondering about the status of some libraries. So if you are in charge of Meals on Wheels programs in any of the surrounding counties, or any libraries, please give us a call so that we can update our viewers. A lot of people concerned about the Meals on Wheels and a lot of inquiries coming in right now about the libraries. We'll get you much more in just a couple of minutes. Steve?
Well, Tracy, we have some proof right here in the studio that these cancellations mean that a lot of people are staying home and watching television. We mentioned a few moments ago that if you heard whimpering in the studio, it wasn't from our 5 meteorologists. It was because arriving in our studio, we had a studio guest, Sophia Marie.
Yeah, earlier you told everybody that she was over there in the wings, and I guess people have been calling, so...
The people in the newsroom said, please, put her on television. The phones are ringing off the hook. Let's see Sophia.
Can you see her?
What a baby.
She's a little grumpy right now because she's sleeping, so...
Well, we're a little grumpy because we're sleepy. We've been on the air since 5 a.m., but everybody wants to take care of Sophia.
Yeah, that she is. Doing good. She came to work with Mom today. She's 10 weeks old tomorrow already. Can you believe that, Steve?
So she's walking, talking.
Yeah, she's going to Harvard next year. No.
10 weeks old, and they're about to send her out to work. After work.
Yeah. So there she is. She's doing pretty good, actually. She's almost sleeping through the night now, which is nice.
How about Mom? Is Mom sleeping?
So Mom's almost sleeping through the night, which is good.
How about Dad? They've worked very hard.
Yeah, actually, he's so good at feeding, so he's been doing some of the feedings, and as a new mom, it's kind of all trial and error, as I'm sure a lot of you new moms know as well, too. So it's been wonderful to have her. It changes your whole life, as I'm sure you all know.
All right. So you asked, we provided. There is Sophia Marie. And we've got a new father who's out to work today. Tim Lake is joining us now from the Schuylkill Expressway. Tim, how young is your boy?
Well, he's doing just fine. He's home where he is nice and warm today, Steve. I can't begin to tell you how difficult travel is here in this part of Montgomery County. You can see the flakes are still quite large here. And let me show you what's causing all the trouble on the eastbound Schuylkill Expressway. We're on top of the hill at Gulf Mills, and a couple of tractor-trailer trucks have been jackknifed there for several hours this morning. And the good news is it's not holding up a great deal of traffic because just about a mile back that way toward King of Prussia is the Gulf Mills off-ramp onto Route 320, so people are able to get off there. But these trucks came around here in the height of the storm, could not get up this hill. One of them is disconnected from this trailer. And the problem is that tow trucks can't really get there. Now, if you look around in the other direction, if we can pan the camera around in the other direction, this traffic is coming westbound up the hill from the intersection of the Blue Route with the Schuylkill Expressway. Not a lot of traffic, largely because there have been a couple of tractor-trailer trucks back that way, stuck in the middle of the road. We were just back there a few moments ago and saw a couple of large tow trucks get them out of there. And if you continue going eastbound and then try to get onto the Blue Route southbound, as Max Riera was talking about just a few minutes ago, that is completely blocked because as trucks come down the hill, around the curve, and then back up the hill onto the Blue Route southbound, they are stuck in the middle of the road there. So, Steve, as you've been saying, the best advice is not to come out on these highways because once you get out here, you don't know where you're going to be stuck, as some of these people back behind me have been stuck now for going on 3, 4, possibly 5 hours as we're to 11 o'clock now. So that's the scene along the Schuylkill Expressway eastbound. I don't know what's going to happen here. They are trying back here. They've got the trucks actually touching one another. Tow trucks can't get to them. Those small shovels aren't going to do any good. So that's the situation eastbound Schuylkill Expressway at Gulf Mills.
We can just hope that those people who ventured out and got stuck in that have a full tank of gasoline so that doesn't cause any further problems.
Yeah, it could be quite a while for that one. We've got much more to come when we come back.
And we're going to take a live look as we go away for just about 2 minutes at what's going on at Philadelphia International Airport, which at 8 o'clock this morning was officially closed. We see in this live picture they are trying to clear those runways and perhaps open it up this afternoon, but U.S. Airways had canceled all flights in and out until 3 this afternoon. We'll be right back.
Glenn Peterson has 3 growing kids and a budget to stick to, so Shoprite's helping him provide the best for his family at low prices. The chicken he buys is grade A fresh. Our produce is delivered daily, and Glenn's Price Plus card helps him save even more money.
This week at Shoprite, save on Pepsi. Buy 3 12-packs for just $7 with your Price Plus card. Also save on Fuji videotape. A 4-pack of P120 tapes is half price, just $3.49 with your Price Plus card.
Harsh winter weather is murder on my hands, so I use moisturizer. And when my skin is so dry it cracks and bleeds, I use more moisturizer. I use Neosporin, but that's for cuts. What do you think those little cracks in your hands are?
Neosporin helps heal cuts 4 days faster than a bandage alone and kills the bacteria that can cause infection.
I know it's in here somewhere. Keep looking.
Help heal winter cuts. Help prevent infection with Neosporin. Every cut, every time.
5 minutes after 11 o'clock on Tuesday the 25th, and in Wilmington, Newcastle County, Delaware, where at 4 this morning it was snowing very hard. It looks like for the moment it has stopped, but as we check in with our meteorologist here, we find out that it's a low before we get some more. So why don't we do that now at 5 and 8? Well, we'll wait for the meteorologist in just a moment. Let's go out to Terry Ruggles, who since about 4 this morning has been standing on the Schuylkill Expressway. Terry Ruggles, are you out there now?
Yeah, what's your talent's name, please?
Obviously, there was a technical difficulty. We refer to them that way in the business, and a lot of things that we have to coordinate in a storm like this, so we hope when a situation like that occurs, you'll bear with us. And we'll keep you up to date on what's happening in the storm outside right now. Let's take a look right now from a Metro cam at what's happening at the Ben Franklin tolls, and there have been a lot of cancellations throughout the area today in all facets of life, schools and businesses. And right now at the tolls, you can see right here that the tolls are almost barren, very little traffic. Now let's take another look here from New Jersey. This is the Admiral Wilson Boulevard in Camden, New Jersey, and you can see the traffic has been very light here. It has been moving much better than the Schuylkill Expressway has been moving, but it's been very light. Now, let's go to our staff of meteorologist, Bill Henley, and see what you can bring to us.
Steve, as you've shown us, much of the area is getting a break in the precipitation, but not all of the area. This is live Doppler 10,000, and if you're just tuning in, this is something brand new. It's the first time ever in the history of Philadelphia television that you've been able to tune in and see a live view of what's happening on a radar screen. See the sweep going around? As that goes around, it's updating the information every second, 24 hours a day. And as the weather moves second by second, we'll be able to monitor that. And we've seen some changes, actually pretty significant changes in the last few hours. We are getting some light precipitation moving to the area. It was a different story early this morning, 4 a.m. right there. You can see the light blue followed by a large area of green. That light blue was a brief period, I mean brief, a few minutes of some flurries. And then, bam, the heavy snow came in and it spread across the entire area. We all had heavy snow for an extended period of time. For several hours, we saw the snow coming down at an incredible rate. That's why we have so much snow on the ground right now. Now, it did taper off quickly, but what we have on the ground right now
is going to be added to a little later on as the next part of this storm system comes in. You've heard Glenn and John and Kathy all talking about it, that this is a lull in the storm. This is not the end of the storm, not at all. And it's still coming down at a pretty good clip in some sections of our area. You can see Lancaster County has some heavier snowfall, as does Berks and Lehigh and Northampton counties, and actually some pretty good amounts coming down in portions of Montgomery County and Bucks County. Now, right in here, you see it changes just a bit. This is a fairly heavy precipitation. It's heavier than what we're monitoring from the rest of the area, but it looks like from the radar echoes that this is more likely a mix. We did expect some warm air to start moving up with the system and push inland, and for a time see it change over from snow falling down to a mixture, possibly sleet, and in some spots rain. And we have seen that this morning. That was after the heavier snowfall earlier this morning. And what we're getting right now in this area is a mix, and also a mix right in here. Now that's a temporary condition, because there's plenty of cold air waiting in the wings as the storm system moves up the coast to rush back in here and change it all over to snow once again. Now, what that also will do, when it shifts the wind around, it's going to take the snow that's falling back in here and shift it down. So even though you may be getting a break right now, there is more snow on the way, and we do expect it to be heavy at times. So at least a couple more inches. In some spots, we will see more than that. Add into that some very strong winds, going to be changing the situation dramatically this afternoon. I heard Steve Levy mention that U.S. Airways has canceled flights until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Well, guess what? Around 3 o'clock, this thing may very well be firing up. But we will be able to monitor the situation moment by moment with a live Doppler radar. This is moving very, very slowly through the area, and will continue to track through the day, and actually for years to come. So we'll have a good handle on this storm system, what's happening right now with some heavier snowfall in some spots, some mix in some spots, and when that's going to be moving right back in. So stay tuned to NBC 10, and we'll keep you up to date. Steve, time?
Yeah. Well, you're right. And we'll be back with more in just a moment. It's 10 minutes after 11 o'clock. As Bill suggested, please stay tuned.
Introducing Doppler 10,000 from NBC 10.
Doppler 10,000 is the most accurate live television radar in the Delaware Valley.
The future of weather forecasting is here.
Doppler 10,000 is like no other weather radar.
Doppler 10,000's live high-resolution beam tracks changing weather conditions.
It can tell us exactly where that storm is right now.
Doppler 10,000 has the most accurate and detailed information on television.
Pinpoint accuracy, earlier warning. The new 10 Earthwatch forecast. Now, with Doppler 10,000.